In this video, we are going to be talking about investing and how I think that it's ridiculous that most people don't spend years of their life learning to invest. Most people, I think, have the opposite view of this, and they think that it's ridiculous to spend so much time learning to invest, especially doing real estate investing, one of the things that I teach and I tell you guys that you need to be doing on this channel. But I'm going to convince you otherwise. I'm going to show you exactly why it's absolutely ridiculous that you spend 12 years going to grade school to get an education, then going to college for 4 or 5 years if you do that, or regardless, going to a trade school, learning your trade, and getting a good career, but then you don't spend the relatively small amount of time that it takes to learn to invest. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence. I teach you how to build the physique that you want, how to get the girls that you want, and how to go from the victim mindset to what I call the Bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something that you are interested in doing, click that subscribe button, become a Bulldog, and let's change our lives together. I coach people on all kinds of things. I'm surprised that they have devoted no time to learning how to invest. It's really amazing. I'm always shocked, and especially when I take on a new coaching client and I start telling them about how to build their business, okay? And you know, how to build a YouTube channel, how to make money online, how to build a website, right? How to do all those things to build a business that generates some passive income. That when I start to go into the idea of when you make this money from your business, from your job, you need to buy some real estate. You need to learn how to invest. You need to invest that money. Building a business is not the same as investing. A lot of times I get resistance. And I say, well, you know, I've got a financial planner, or I'll hire a financial planner. When I have that money, I'll have someone invest for me, and it drives me nuts, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why, because it's ridiculous. There's a video I did where I think the wealth triangle, you can check out that video, we'll link it up here. Make sure you watch that. In that video, one of the things I do, and I love to do this all the time, is I show you, I play with a compound interest calculator, okay? Now, if you've never done this, I want you to take some time to do this. If you play with a compound interest calculator, you will see very quickly that it is very important that you know how much interest rate that you're getting on your money, and how much that is going to affect the compounding of that. Okay, most people, what they're willing to accept is somewhere around a 5, 6, 7% interest rate. What they actually think that they're getting is a 9 to 10. They think they're investing their money in mutual funds and stocks and getting 9 to 10. They're not. If you play with that, what you will find, again, this is part of the wealth triangle, is that the interest, the compounding, okay, getting like 5, 6%, even 7% per year. In order for you to get rich, you're going to have to start with a large sum of money. Either start with a large sum of money, or have a long period of time. We're talking more than 20 years here, okay? Most people are not looking more than 20 years into the future, all right? We're talking 30, 40 years for that to really add up, okay, if you don't have a large sum of money. If you've got a large sum of money, you can do that in maybe like 10 years or 15 years. If you do not focus on this, you are not going to make the kind of money that you're hoping. And a lot of people are doing, quote, the right thing, and they think that they're doing all the things they're supposed to do, doing what their parents told them, what, their professors in college told them, what the Wall Street Journal and all these financial publications teach you, and you're just fucking wrong. You're just totally wrong, because you need to actually take the compound interest calculator and you need to actually look at this, okay, and look and see how long it's going to take you with your meager investments on a 5, 6, 7% interest rate to actually make a return, okay? It's not going to compound like you think, all right? Everyone says, oh, well, Einstein said the greatest natural wonder in the universe is compounding interest, or some shit like that. Yeah, it's true. But if you compound things over 100 years, it's fucking crazy. It's awesome. It's ridiculous. But in your 20 or 30 year time that you're gonna be investing in compounding, it's not much. Okay, it's really not much. Like, do the math yourself. Go look at it. Like I said, let's say that you start investing when you're 20. Okay, and let's say that you're gonna give yourself 30 years of compounding interest. All right. So when you're starting out when you're 20, you don't have a lot of money to invest, all right? Even if you had $100,000, that'd be amazing. Okay, most people don't. If you did, that's still not even going to be a lot in 30 years. Okay, now you're going to say, well, I'm going to contribute along the course of my career. That's fine. You will, but the compounding only counts on the money that you initially invested from the start, right? If you're going to say money compounded over 30 years, it's going to be what started, right? If you put more money in on the next year, it's going to be 29 years and 28, 27, 26, 25, right? So when we look at compounding, we can't look at additional contributions. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, that it's going to be a combination of saving and compounding. If you start investing when you're 20, all right, and you give yourself 30 years to compound, all right, and you make contributions and whatnot, okay, at the end of that time, all right, let's say that you even amass $2 million, which when you figure out how much it takes you to amass $2 million, which in 30 years, inflation is going to eat up that, at least cut that in half, if not more than half, okay, then what you'll find is that something interesting is going to happen, okay? You're going to spend your life working your ass off, okay? You went to school, all right? You learned, you got a good grades, maybe, okay, you got a good job, maybe you're a software developer, maybe you're making like 150 grand, you're a fucking baller, man, all right, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're making like $300,000 a year, oh shit, you're a fucking baller, awesome, great, okay, now, you take all that money, and you do the good little boy thing, and you put it in your fucking 401k, and you're investing it in the S&P 500, you're handing it over to your financial advisor, you're not really thinking about your investing, you haven't actually learned about investing, you don't know how to trade options, you don't know about derivatives, and you don't know about fucking real estate investing or any of those things, or bonds, or the difference between, you know, all of these investment vehicles that you could invest in, okay? But you're just handing the money over to the financial advisor. You're working your ass off for 30 years, okay? And now, when you're 50, okay, this is if you invested when you started when you're 20. Now when you're 50, now you get to finally be sort of rich. You can live, I guess. You got money coming in, and you can live off of that, maybe that $1 million or $2 million you accumulated. Good job. Good luck. You just wasted the prime time of your life. From 20 to 50, the prime years, when you have the most energy, when you got the most fucking testosterone, when you can do the most with the money. And now, at 50, or maybe 60, because, you know, you waited a little bit longer, you can go and you can have your vacations and finally visit Europe, and you can enjoy that money and live the life of somewhat luxury. Not real luxury, but like, you know, you don't have to work, you can retire. Good job. That's awesome. Isn't that great? If you don't, like, actually do something better than that, that's going to be your life. What do you think, you know, what do you think is going to happen during those years? You're going to lose those years, okay? You're not going to have the kind of lifestyle that you want to have. You're not going to have the money that you want to have. You're not going to have the fucking freedom that you want to have, all right? Until you're like 50 or 60, or if that will even happen. If you can be a good little boy, the market does what it's supposed to do, your financial advisor doesn't fucking rob you, you don't have a Bernie Madoff type of situation, okay? All of those things have to align perfectly, and inflation can't go wild, and then you can comfortably retire, comfortably, okay? You're not wearing Gucci, you're not fucking riding on a yacht, none of that shit, okay? You're just gonna be able to have a mediocre trip, stay at the Holiday Inn in fucking Rome. It'll be, you know, great. You'll be old, you know, whatever, okay? And it's not like 50 is super old, but let's be realistic. Most of you aren't saving since you're 20, or, you know, start at 25 or 30, and so you're gonna be like 60 something, okay? And you can enjoy your life then, but I'm just saying, why would you give up the prime time of your life? You need to learn to invest, okay? Because you need to be able to command higher returns than 6, 7, 8%. You need to be able to get returns over 10. You need to get 10, 15, 20% if you want to be able to take that money. Not only that, but you need to be able to make a lot of money. Even if you did make a mediocre income, even if you made somewhere, you know, just south of 6 figures, around 6 figures, and you saved that money and you invested that money in a high return investment, okay? And the best one, like I said, I've got a lot of videos on it, is real estate. I'm not trying to sell you fucking real estate here. I'm not selling you real estate. I'm just telling you it's the best fucking investment. There's a lot of reasons why. You got to spend the time, and it doesn't have to be real estate, but you got to figure out something that's going to make you over a 10% interest rate. Now, regularly in real estate, I make, you know, somewhere around 15 to 20% irrespective rate of return, okay? IRR, okay? That's the actual return when you look at the investment over time that I make on my money. Now, if I'm making 15 to 20% rate of return, I don't need a lot of time. In 15 or 20 years, I can make a shit ton of money from a relatively small amount of starting capital. The wealth triangle has 3 elements in it, okay? It has capital, okay? That's how much money you have to invest. It has time, and it has interest rate. You need 2 out of those 3. You're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna do that, right? So the easiest thing to do, right, if you want to actually have the time that to actually spend that money and use that money is to have a lot of money and have a lot of interest rate. So that's the thing that I teach you to do on this channel. Anyone with a lot of time, okay, can make a ton of money. That's why you look at these rich families, right? You look at, you know, people like the Rothschilds and this hereditary sort of old money. Okay, those guys have been compounding interest for hundreds of years. Okay, they don't need a high interest rate. Okay, they can be bankers. If you came from a banking family and your family was banking in Germany or where, you know, in Bulgaria, wherever, you know, that a lot of those rich banking families came from, and they were doing that for, you know, hundreds of years with a very small interest rate, it doesn't matter. They're going to make so much money from compounding interest, but you don't have that. You don't have time, all right? Or you may have some time. At the most, you're going to have 30, 40 years to compound. Okay, when you put that limitation into a compound interest calculator and you see what the initial capital needs to be and what the interest rate needs to be, or which combination that is required to actually make a substantial amount of money. And when I talk substantial, I'm talking about in today's dollars, right? Roughly, you need $3 million to retire with a comfortable lifestyle, with a six-figure income. If you have $3 million, okay, and you say, John, I would like you to take this $3 million that I have, and I would like you to show me how I can make over $100,000 a year on that money without touching the capital, I can do that for you. I can show you how to retire on that. That's not a problem, okay? So that's what I'm saying here is that if you want to reach that, if you want to reach that level of having that $3 million, essentially, in today's money, you're going to have to figure out some way to do it. And the traditional plan of putting the money in the 401k, even doing an S&P 500 index fund, I know it's a great no-brainer investment. It'd be the investment that I would say that if you're not going to put any effort into learning to invest, then just fucking throw it in there, and that's going to be your best no-brainer investment. But unless you're going to basically say, okay, I'm going to live a mediocre life, I'm not ever going to really retire, and if I do retire, it'll be when I'm in my 50s or 60s, okay? If that's your plan, that's fine, okay? Then don't listen, then just fucking turn off the video. I don't know why you're even listening this long, okay? But if your plan is somewhere that you want to actually retire younger, or if you're already in your like 40s or 50s and you're like, well, shit, I fucked up, all right? I want to make some money. I want to actually like see what it's like to live more of an extravagant lifestyle, or to have some money, or I'm not even going to be able to fucking retire. I'm going to have to work till I'm 80, okay? If you're in one of those situations and you actually want to accumulate wealth quickly, then you're going to have to actually spend some time learning how to invest. And if you spend a year of your life learning how to invest, okay? And it doesn't have to be real estate, but that's the vehicle that, you know, I've researched this a lot. I've done a lot of investments. I've learned, I've traded options. I've day traded. I've bought bonds. I've bought dividend yielding stocks. I've, you know, sold spreads on options. I've invested in companies. I've invested in a lot of different areas, okay? But I found the real estate to be the best. If you got a better one, you know, throw it at me. I'm all ears, but I can tell you that I'm getting, you know, 15, 20% returns on my money in real estate with very little relative risk. You're spending all this time, okay, basically building up your knowledge, okay? You go to school, like I said, maybe you go to college, okay? You're focusing on your career, on figuring out how you can go from making, let's say, $60,000 a year to $100,000 a year, or maybe 120, 140, 150,000. Wherever it is, it's going to cap out for most of you guys at 200,000 a year. You're probably not going to make more than that. But you devote years and years of your life studying, learning, brown nosing, putting in 60-hour weeks at work, okay? Watching tutorials on the internet, okay? Learning all these skills to be able to make that kind of money, okay? And that ain't shit in the long run, okay? That doesn't matter. What matters is going to be the interest rate that you make on investments, because that's what's going to get you millions of dollars, okay? Because even if you're making $200,000 a year, let's say, okay? Most of you would aspire to do that. Let's say you're making that amount of money, okay? And let's say that you can save $100,000 of that per year. Okay, just saving that money alone, it would take you 10 years to become a millionaire. And the inflation will make it so that it's actually going to take you 13 years. And being a one-time millionaire is not enough. It's not rich, it's not wealthy by any means. Like I said, you need $3 million. Okay? So how are you going to do that? Look, you got to fucking learn how to invest, and you need to do it now, right? You need to buy some real estate. You need to figure out something. Even if it's not going to be real estate, you need to figure out something that's going to give you a high yield so that you're actually going to be able to make enough money if you want to reach these financial goals. Otherwise, you're going to spend your life thinking that someday you're going to be a fucking baller, and someday it's going to magically fall out of the air. Or if you just follow this fucking broken advice of putting your money in your 401k or investing or giving your money to a financial advisor, that this shit is going to happen. But I'm telling you right now, like, run the math, do the numbers, understand, educate yourself, and realize that's not going to happen. So you, yes, you need to learn. You need to devote, if it takes a year, if it takes 2 years, if it takes 3 years of your life, you need to be an expert investor. Every single person who wants to retire young, who does not want to, live a life of mediocrity, okay, needs to become essentially a professional investor. That needs to be one of your highest skills, okay? When you list your skills, your career, investing should be even higher than your career. There's no shortcut. There's no other way out here. Creating a business and making a lot of money, making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, that's going to help you. That's going to accelerate things a lot faster. Okay, and it's going to make it a lot more possible for you to do it. But you still got to take that money and you have to become an expert investor. You cannot delegate this responsibility to someone else. You cannot delegate it to a financial advisor. Okay, you cannot just throw it into a S&P 500 index fund. You cannot just throw it into a mutual fund or throw it in your 401k and expect the shit's going to happen for you. Okay, if you do that route, run the compound interest calculator. Okay, make some conservative estimates. Don't forget capital gains taxes and inflation, and see where you're going to end up and how long it's going to take you. That's my public service announcement for you guys today. Take the Bulldog Mindset quiz. I have some questions in there about your financial acumen. Click that subscribe button. I will talk to you next time, and take care.